To support this podcast, go to positivesarcasm.com/donate. Any amount is appreciated. Once again, positivesarcasm.com/donate. Thank you and enjoy the program. Jay here, positivesarcasm.com, recorded here from the Spare Parts Studio alongside New Hampshire's beautiful seacoast. It got a little bit cold over the past couple days. Like, subscribe, share, donate, positivesarcasm.com/donate. Any amount is appreciated. You can hit me up on Instagram at @positive_sarcasm. Be sure to like and follow there. You can also contact me directly at my website, positivesarcasm.com. Go to the contact section. Go ahead and email me there. Your information will not be used for any marketing purposes. Data will not be shared with any third-party sources to the best of my knowledge. I mean, I don't own Squarespace, but hey, I'm not going to do anything malicious with it. But of course, if you don't feel comfortable with any of that, you can always email me directly with subject matter to positivesarcasm@outlook.com. Boom. Old school, sometimes the best school. Hey, how are ya? So, in that case, anyways, I want to get right to the topic. I'm on a short schedule this week. Short schedule? Tight schedule. I think that's what we're looking for here. If you guys want to know what I'm drinking today, obviously I have Diet Tonic with lemon, lime, and 5-calorie cranberry juice. It's, for me, it's too bitter. I don't mind it. I'm a fan. Also, pairing that with an Eternal Energy, basically a knockoff version of 5-Hour Energy. I take that with a 4-brain focus, and then I take a little nap to kind of center myself for a few minutes. So I plug that into my system. The 2 pills of 4-brain focus, basically, a cheaper version of the Onnit brand, Alpha Brain, and then pair that with the Eternal Energy. Take a little bit of a nap, recenter myself, and be like, okay. And then I start taking some of my notes, and I go on from there. And then if I need a little heat during the episode, I go ahead and touch up on this blackberry zinc tea that I've also paired with some herbal tea that I have, and to keep my voice from destroying itself, in case I get a little high on my octaves, I pair that as well. So a little bit of hot, a little bit of cold, and a little bit of nap mixed with some energy, and we bring you today's podcast, which is about Krispy Kreme. If you guys don't know what Krispy Kreme, I will tell you it is a donut factory from heaven. They basically specialize in one type of donut. It's basically your common glazed donut. Any of you have basically, if you have your working man's donut, which is either a Dunkin' Donuts, or a Tim Hortons. There's a couple other ones too. I don't even remember off the top of my head what the hell they were called. There's like Honeydew, and there might be a couple other ones. But ultimately, you don't go to Krispy Kreme for the coffee. Can you get coffee from Krispy Kreme? I believe you can. If I can't say for sure, but honestly, I don't go there for the coffee. You go to Dunkin' Donuts, I got better coffee. Dunkin' Donuts coffee is fucking disgusting. All right? Dunkin' Donuts coffee is dog shit. It is. Literally, from the root to the boot, it is absolute shit coffee. I'm sorry. It is. I have nothing against Dunkin' Donuts. Like, I don't have what do you call it? A vendetta against Dunkin' Donuts. I mean, I don't. It is to me like every other fast food place. It's no different than McDonald's. Or Arby's or whatever the fuck. I mean, ultimately, to me, Dunkin' Donuts is on the low end. It is the tier 1 of fast food chains. To me, it sits there with McDonald's. It is the cheapest you can go. The Jack in the Box, the McDonald's, the Dunkin' Donuts. Those are your, if I don't eat this, I'm going to fucking starve to death type of fast food. To me, you can move up to like maybe the Wendy's and the Burger King and the In-N-Outs and the Smash Burger, which I think is, honestly, probably some of those probably would be considered tier 3 fast food. But ultimately, there's, okay, am I starving? Am I willing to risk food poisoning? Is the driveway attendant going to assault me? And is it safe to walk inside? So these are the tiers of fast food. Krispy Kreme is different. Krispy Kreme is a one-note Green Day, I only know 3 strings, but I can make a really good song out of it. Like, that's what Krispy Kreme is. You got one donut. But here's the thing. When you walk into a Krispy Kreme, it is essentially a conveyor belt from heaven. You go in, you buy a dozen Krispy Kremes, depending upon your fat assery and your type of diet, your type 1, 2, or 3 diabetes, and you walk in there and you just see a conveyor belt of donuts just being jizzed all over, and it's just warm, it's soft, and they're not big. They're not a big donut, and that's the whole point, is you can walk in there, grab a fresh, relatively small donut, and shove it into any orifice of your body with little to no pain. I don't know how that thought process, but I think I mean it. I stand by that safe statement. If you want to shove a Krispy Kreme in your face or into your ass, I stand by your decision making whichever way you go. So if you want to do that, feel free. But I got to tell you something about a Krispy Kreme. That one note, that one trick pony, quite frankly, I am okay with. I am totally fine with it. And I just lost track of thought, because as soon as I started on this rant, I hear something next door. It sounds like somebody turned on a 900 horsepower weed whacker. Or a dirt bike. I can't fucking tell. I don't know. I mean, this is honestly, when you live in a peaceful neighborhood, as such as I do, and all of a sudden you hear something like that, automatically your negative sensory perceptions kick in, and you think there's a murder taking place next door. I live in a fucking serene neighborhood, and all of a sudden I think the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is taking place right across the rocks from me. Oh, thank God it's ended. Anyways, back to Krispy Kreme. It is heaven. It is delicious. It is simple. To me, it is like maple pecan ice cream. It is a simple flavor that you can be on the run, or you can sit there with a fresh cup of coffee and just, it's a simple pleasure. But going in there, it's like you walk in and the lady's like, "Have a blessed day." And you're like, "I think I will. And you as well." Doesn't matter if you're Christian or atheist. You walk in that, "Blessed thee the Lord for thy delicious entity." It is that good. It is that simple. But there was a little bit of turmoil this week when a rumor started circulating about Krispy Kreme going out of business. And let's just kind of work through it. We'll keep it sort of simple on this week's podcast. I want to kind of dive into that a little bit and just by the numbers and by the articles see if this is an issue. I don't think it is, but ultimately there's a lot of places that are closing, whether it be to the environments that they are in, whether it be like a shitty liberal city, or it's ultimately they're not keeping up with the demand, or ultimately they're not meeting demand, or there is no demand, or whatever. Let's separate the truth. So, and then I'll give you my opinion on a few other things that would be side notes to the conversation. So, article monitor on. Is Krispy Kreme going out of business? This is from primetimer.com. So we'll get some facts, and then we'll also check in on some other ways you can support Krispy Kreme other than calorically. Let me get a sip of this shit. Social media, of course, the bastion of truth, has been abuzz lately with rumors that Krispy Kreme could be shutting down permanently. The speculation started when it was announced that the company was terminating a relationship with McDonald's and was facing a series of financial difficulties. These updates were immediately perceived by many fans as a bad omen for a future of the popular donut brand and raised alarm in numerous online discussions on the platforms. In spite of all the fuss, the company still remains in business and is promising customers that it will live on. Even though Krispy Kreme has some big changes and faces some business issues, no one can say for sure that the company will close down soon. The rumor spread online, but the company remains open amid a lot of talk on social media. Rumors have been going around that Krispy Kreme might close soon, even though the well-known donut shop has had financial issues and just ended its work with McDonald's. It's still open and changing how it works. Reportedly, the news has spread about the shop is shutting down isn't true. Krispy Kreme is now putting more work into growing its stores and changing its setup to get better at what it does. The company itself has... Oh, that reminds me. I got to write one more thing down. Let's see. Cracker Barrel. Explain that one in a minute if I ever get to it. Reportedly, the news, blah, 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 blah. Getting better... set up to get better at what it does. The company itself hasn't confirmed anything about closing down yet. What do the netizens, internet citizens... As soon as the news got out in the web, many people started talking about it on the social media sites. They were all trying to figure out the news if it was real. A lot of them felt worried and could not believe that Krispy Kreme might close down. Some went to look for real proof right away. The talk moved fast over X, formerly Twitter, Reddit, and TikTok. It turned into a hot topic as many fans of the perceived fans of the well-loved donut shop talked about whether the news was true or not. Here's some fans' reactions. No, not Krispy Kreme. Someone must save it like a Twinkie, a user commented. Someone couldn't believe the news and commented with a screenshot. Krispy Kreme might be going out of business. Picture of a Krispy Kreme box of dozens. AI interview. No, Krispy Kreme is not going out of business. Blah, 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 blah. Termination of McDonald's sponsorship. In response, Krispy Kreme is implementing a turnaround plan that might include selling its international businesses, shifting to third-party logistics, and expanding its presence in big box retail stores like Costco and Walmart to improve profitability and reduce debt. Reasons for financial struggles. This is according to an AI overview on, I think, Brave or Google. Krispy Kreme is experiencing a drop in sales at its U.S. stores and franchises locations. Cops everywhere are having a panic attack, another user commented. Hey, sales are sales, bro. Companies facing financial challenges, including declined sales, significant loss of revenue from terminating McDonald's partnerships. I really hope no hell, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, mystery house file. Okay. So, ultimately, no, it is open. Okay. The Krispy Kreme location is okay. So, let's first of all, how many Krispy Kreme number of locations. I would have started this podcast earlier, but I was trying to implement a wireless keyboard and mouse, and I was having some difficulties. But I switched out the keyboard and the mouse and ended up getting a working pair. There are 354 Krispy Kreme locations in the United States. California has the highest number with 42, followed by 32 in Florida, and then North Carolina has 27. Chain operates 44 states with and territories in the U.S. Krispy Kreme also has a global presence. Okay. So, all right. So, ultimately, what am I looking for here? All right. So, I could see California is going through a major crisis politically, rent-wise, real estate, civil unrest, blah, blah, blah. So, ultimately, you're going to lose. You could potentially, depending upon rent, because if ultimately a lot of these retail outlets, these retail restaurants, these quickie shops, they don't own the real estate or they're franchised. So ultimately, if rent goes up and you can't afford to make a profit, you're going to close down that location. And especially in California where rents are through the friggin' roof. And there's so many other threats such as, theft and wildfires and locusts. So you lose 32 locations in California, or you lose some of them. Well, okay, there's a significant amount of profit towards your bottom dollar. How do you replace that? That's the kicker, because I don't know. I don't think there's in my location. There's no Krispy Kremes. All right. South Carolina definitely has Krispy Kreme where I visited. There's some little further, a few states away from me, there's some Krispy Kremes. I would love a Krispy Kreme up here. Everybody raves about Crumble Cookie. Crumble Cookie is nothing more than a basically day-old fucking pancake. That's what it is. They use like Betty Crocker, pre-made mix, and they sprinkle some chocolate syrup on it and some other bullshit. That's what a fucking crumble cookie is. And then they basically leave the pancake out for 2 days, and they just cover it with shit, and they sell it for $14. That's what a crumble cookie is. The amount of shit that's in a crumble cookie compared to what is in a Krispy Kreme donut, and the caloric difference. A Krispy Kreme donut is a decadent little pastry that's simple. It has very few layers, ultimately. Now, can you get strawberry and spring? Yeah, of course you can. But ultimately, the extent of a Krispy Kreme is a simple little pleasure. Whereas a crumble cookie is a giant pile of horse shit, overpriced. And ultimately, your body can't digest it. Ultimately, it's nuts. It's like in Braveheart when they had the archers and the Scottish paired with the Irish, when the Irish turned on the British in that last battle there. That's what a crumble cookie is. It's a giant fucking mess. Nobody knows what it is. You don't want to know what it is. Flavor-wise, a Krispy Kreme versus a crumble cookie, in my opinion, a Krispy Kreme is going to win hands down every single time, no matter what Krispy Kreme comes up with. Because it's just too much. A crumble cookie has no identity. A Krispy Kreme knows what it is. A Krispy Kreme is biologically sound. A Krispy Kreme, when you walk in, smells amazing. A Krispy Kreme is pure. A Krispy Kreme is, it should be a Christian Krispy Kreme. They take the Christian and they take away the C and they add a K. That is what a Krispy Kreme is. It is heavenly. It is godlike. That's what a Krispy Kreme is. It is Jesus in donut form. That's what it is. Instead of body of Christ, they give you a dry cracker. They should shove a Krispy Kreme in your mouth. Imagine you go to a fucking Krispy Kreme. It's like a church. It's got a little cross on it. Body of Christ. They shove a donut in your fucking face. Or like they can make like Krispy Kreme munchkins. I don't know if they do that, but that's just like that little it's just like body of and then just like shove that thing in your mouth. That's what a Krispy Kreme is. So sorry, got a little carried away. Now, like I said, commercial real estate. Commercial real estate has been wild recently with the closures of like Bed Bath and Beyond. And then I think it was not Kohl's. Kohl's is like Karen Central. That's not going away anytime soon. But as rents go high, you have to be able to afford to pay rent there. If you can't, you gotta go, son. And you got to be able to pay your employees. And what the hell just happened in California? It was like a $20 minimum wage, $30 minimum wage. That's fucking wild. You're going to have some type of really serious AI automation, which you can do to some extent. I walked into a Krispy Kreme and you maybe had like one or two people, one person working the donuts and one person at the cash register. So you can implement some type of AI to reduce costs. Ultimately, the automation of Krispy Kreme is rather impressive because it's just a conveyor belt of goodness that literally just drops the donut right in front of the cash register. And it's like, here you go. It's fantastic. I urge everybody, I don't care what your dietary needs are, your restrictions are. A Krispy Kreme is a simple joy. Matter of fact, when I was in competitive fitness about 10 years ago, was it 10 years ago? Well, starting 10 years ago, I think they should have been handing out Krispy Kremes. They probably did out back after you finished a show. I know in South Carolina they did. At the South Carolina show I did back in 2016, I think they were doing Krispy Kreme. But unfortunately, Krispy Kreme, I think around Boston, was non-existent. In Vermont, not existent. In Maine, not existent. But ultimately, I think everybody up here, it's like, oh, Krispy Kreme. It's like, or oh, crumble cookies. It's like, nah, bro. Like, I would be perfect if you got rid of crumble cookies and Cold Stone Creamery and literally ditched them all together and made it Krispy Kreme. I don't think anybody would be too upset about it. Matter of fact, if Krispy Kreme wanted to assemble some type of make their own ice cream, like and keeping it simple, like a scoop of ice cream sitting on top of a warm Krispy Kreme donut, like a Krispy Kreme flavored ice cream or something, just a simple vanilla bean ice cream that sits on top of a Krispy Kreme donut. Nice cold ice cream, super creamy, simple ingredients, maybe like with raw milk and then covered with a little bit of glaze, sitting on top of a Krispy Kreme donut, fresh off the conveyor belt, nice and hot, warm, and maybe a slightly better coffee or whatever. Like that's it. Like a 1, 2, maybe 3, boom, knockout punch. I think, honestly, at this point, we're talking about eliminating Starbucks. Starbucks, go fuck yourself. I know I like your coffee mugs. I like your coffee. I hate going to your locations. I fucking hate it. I hate the people working there. I don't hate. I can't stand a lot of the people that work there. I can't stand the fucking people who drink there. I can't stand the look of your locations. I can't stand your fucking food. I can't stand any of it. I would be perfectly happy. Look, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there. And I'd be perfectly happy with getting rid of Crumble Cookies, Cold Stone Creamery, and fucking Starbucks if you would give me a goddamn Krispy Kreme with better coffee, and a little scoop of ice cream. And here's the thing: is the ice cream is a little bit of refrigeration, one simple scoop, boop on top. Did you want to make it a fat ass meal? Sure. Did you? I don't know. It's really up to you. Like I was at Cafe Paradiso again in Boston a few weeks ago. Really easy. Basically, you get a little coffee, you get a little bit of dessert, a little tiny table, low maintenance. Wasn't ice cream, it was gelato. Get it right, stupid. And it was simple, and it was delicious. A little bit of Krispy Kreme mixed with that idea of Cafe Paradiso. That's fantastic. Like that to me, that sells. And yeah, you could do a condensed version of that. Like you could, I know like Subways on their own don't really exist all that much anymore, but you walk into a Walmart and motherfucker, you can go in there and hook yourself up with the McDonald's version of a Subway sandwich, of a foot-long sandwich. Like honestly, like that's where they exist now. I mean, malls, they have that Cinnabon. Cinnabon is pain. Cinnabon is suffering. Cinnabon is just, it's depressing. When I walk by a Cinnabon and I see the acne-ridden degenerates going to a fucking Cinnabon, I'm like, it's like, and people who do that before they get on a plane, it's like, do you hate yourself that much? To me, a Cinnabon represents clinical depression and self-hate. But a Krispy Kreme is something, it's like something you tell your children about. Or you if you love your son, you take him, like my dad, God rest his fucking soul, that stubborn, anger-managed pain in my ass. When we would go to McDonald's sometimes in the morning, we get in the 85 Z28 Camaro. Fucking thing was awesome. 190 horsepower, automatic. Couldn't move for shit. But man, that thing rode badass. It was fucking cool. Because it was like, we'd roll. He'd take me before I had to go to school in the morning because I constantly got thrown off the bus for hating the bus driver who happened to be an alcoholic. Well, I'd get kicked off the bus. My dad would drive me to school. And we go and stop at McDonald's and we get the delicious hash brown. This is back when McDonald's was actually affordable. And you could actually go and get like a hash brown and a little sandwich. And I was just like, that was amazing. That was amazing. Get the orange juice. And that was good. To me, it was a simple pleasure. Like a modern day father could do that with their son or daughter. And just take them to a Krispy Kreme. Maybe not so much the fucking... what do you call it? Maybe not so much the ice cream on top, but maybe after baseball or softball, you can go back, hey, you want to go get a Krispy Kreme? You played really well today. You know, you got 2 hits and you had a couple saves at shortstop. Krispy Kreme. Mm-hmm. You know, and ultimately, Krispy Kreme to me, Krispy Kreme could really kind of take over the market in weird ways with the sweet and the salty. I mean, if they upgraded their coffee to, honestly, something a little bit better than Starbucks. Like, if they kind of Tim Hortoned it a little bit. Like, imagine, we just kind of follow the flavor profile here. A Krispy Kreme donut, nice, soft, delicious. All right, the sweet and savory there. But then if you had maybe, like, the idea of, like, a McDonald's hash brown. So you had the sweet and the savory. I don't know. I think of a McDonald's hash brown, and I think, like, that is, like, one of the top 10 things, like, on the go. Like, a hash brown. A hash brown from McDonald's. Hot. That's the best. That's one of the best things on earth. A Krispy Kreme donut, fresh off the conveyor belt, with a nice coffee, hot coffee. Boom. That's top tier stuff right there. I don't know if, like, you could have like a something there. I don't know. Either way, maybe it won't work, but man, there's something that Krispy Kreme has. It could be the sniper that retakes the market. But ultimately, that Krispy Kreme could annihilate Starbucks. I mean, it could put a hurt on Starbucks. It could put a hurt at Tim Hortons. It's like there's a bunch of shit there that's unnecessary. You go to a Starbucks, there is like 92 things on that fucking menu that is so unnecessary. So unnecessary. Krispy Kreme comes in, you know, hot dog, sauerkraut, mustard. It's like, boom, you're done. Boom, you're done. That's what a Krispy Kreme is. It is simplicity. It is apple pie with a scoop of vanilla. It is Americana. It truly is. I would eliminate a fucking half dozen fast food dog shit from the Lakes region area, from the New England area, if I could get a Krispy Kreme in here. I would. I don't turn into a McDonald's. I can turn down a McDonald's. I can turn down a Wendy's. I always turn down Starbucks, and I am all set with Dunkin' Donuts. All right? I don't like Dunkin' Donuts' coffee. I'm not a huge fan of their donuts because, quite frankly, a Dunkin' Donuts compared to a Krispy Kreme donut, Krispy Kreme donut is the winner. On its basic, purest form, a Dunkin' Donuts glazed donut versus a Krispy Kreme glazed donut, there's no comparison. Okay? There's no comparison. So so ultimately they're not dead. There's definitely some reorganization. It's like, all right, where are we actually gonna go? How are we gonna turn this franchise around? How are we gonna, start punching back with rising rent and inflation and ultimately cost of supplies to build this goddamn thing? And making sure that your employees are quality employees. That's the kicker. You need quality employees in order to make this whole thing work. So, picking your locations is key. I would welcome a Krispy Kreme donut. But if you don't want to eat a Krispy Kreme, but you want to invest in it, like not calorically, but financially, there is a way to do it. Matter of fact, I will show you on the New York Stock Exchange, you can actually invest in Krispy Kreme. Like if you have $100, say you have $100 and you want to get into Krispy Kreme, DUNT, Daniel Nathan Umbrella Tom, DNUT, on the New York Stock Exchange, you can buy Krispy Kreme currently at $3.29 a share. After hours, $3.23 a share. Now, here's the kicker. Unfortunately, it has definitely gone down a lot in price in the last 5 years. All time, I mean, it was up at $20 a share at around 2022. And then it's just fallen off the map in the last year, from around $12.50 a share down to just over $3 a share. Now, that's scary. Now, here's the thing. During the dot-com bubble, when Amazon went down to like next to nothing, and also Apple was sitting at $6 a share, dot-com bubble killed a lot of businesses once people realized that, these companies aren't going to make any money. They have actually no future outlook. They're not making a profit. Well, they all died a miserable death, or they got sold off to bigger partners, and ended up not existing anymore. Amazon had a very low stock price. But here's the thing. It had a shit ton of capital. It had actual money. Its principles were strong. So it's like, we don't care if the stock price is only worth $1. We have a ton of money. So supply is good. Demand is good. Capital to invest. Capital to pay employees. We have money. So it doesn't matter what the stock price is. We're actually selling our stocks at a discount. So once people realize that, Amazon's not going anywhere and only expanding its value to the customers of what it can do, it skyrocketed. So that's the kicker. If Krispy Kreme has the capital, and I won't go into the technicals, I don't think too much, but ultimately at $3.29 a share, if it's worth $500 to $600 million as a company, that's its actual. Does it have enough capital to pay its employees, pay its rent, invest in a reorganization, optimize its ultimate, its operations? Then cool. Now, it didn't, ultimately, Krispy Kreme did not pull a Cracker Barrel. All right. It did not take away the old man and make its inside decoration more dystopian like Starbucks did, where they basically just made everything uncomfortable. You can go into, it's just ultimately a Cracker Barrel was Krispy Kreme didn't do that. Krispy Kreme did not do that. So at the end of the day, if they reorganize, see where there's some cost cutting, but ultimately not to the product and not to the delivery of the product. All right. The product itself and the delivery of the product are key. All right. Keeping its stores simple. Where it keeps its stores is important. And ultimately its final product and how quickly it gets that product out is important. There's a lot of soul to Krispy Kreme in a lot of places where the stores are open. But the idea is that if it is trading at a significant discount, all right, obviously there was a heavy loss this week because some shit was talked on Truth Social, and ultimately a lot of stocks declined because of it. But ultimately, if that does not hurt Krispy Kreme and now you can get it at a significant discount, why don't you take a fucking $100 and throw it at Krispy Kreme? As a matter of fact, let's see, $100 divided by $3.29 gives you 30 shares of Krispy Kreme. So if you have 30 shares of Krispy Kreme and you times that by 12, you now have $360. So if it goes back up to $12 a share, all right, you just 4x your money. So if you do, say you do $1,000 into Krispy Kreme, all right, and times that by $12 a share, you have 12 grand. So, but I'm not financially advising you to buy into Krispy Kreme, but I'm saying if you are a fan of it and you want to give your money to Krispy Kreme so that it can ultimately pay its employees in case there is a bit of a crisis, do some R&D, it can have the extra capital to reallocate, reorganize, pay its employees, do some R&D, expand it to other locations, your $1,000 can go a long way. Or it can go some way to the effect that now it can stay open. A lot of people did that with GameStop back in about 4 or 5 years ago, where it was shorted down to $3, $4 a share. Now it's worth $21, $22 a share. All right. So there is some value in that. Now, I mean, sustainability, I would love to see Krispy Kreme rise. That's the thing. ESG score. I don't give a fuck about that. Sustainability, that doesn't mean anything to it. So, analysis. Let me see here. Earning trends. So they have lost. Here's the problem is, yes, they have lost money. But it's been hard on retail and restaurants over the past 5 years. Very hard. A lot of places have just disappeared. Due to rising rents, lack of demand, inflation, blah, blah, blah. And that's why their quarterly earnings have been, for the most part, misses. Some soft, some heavy. Can it actually turn itself around? How much is it shorted? Because the shorts basically always, putting money against the stock saying this is going to go down. And that's how they make money. The idea that if Krispy Kreme can turn things around and kill off the shorts, creating a squeeze, then maybe there's some money to be made out of it and you become a long-term holder on it. That would be fucking awesome. Now, I don't know if Krispy Kreme pays a dividend. I doubt it does. Summary on it. Let me see here. Doesn't forward dividend and yield. Okay, so you know what? Here's the thing. By being a Krispy Kreme holder, you actually get paid dividends. That's the kicker. According to this, it has a 4.26% dividend yield, which is about 14 cents. I think that's probably yearly. So about, I don't know, 2, 4.26, 3, 6, 9, 12. I don't know, 3.5 cents a share. So every quarter you get paid 3.5 cents per share that you own. Something like that, maybe. But ultimately, if you buy Krispy Kreme, it does pay you back. Maybe I should buy some Krispy Kreme. Maybe I should buy some Krispy Kreme stock. I mean, look, it's when you think about it, like right now I'm kind of heavy into AI. And tech stocks and things like that, and commodities and things like that. But I think for funsies, maybe I should invest in some Krispy Kreme. Maybe I should buy 50 shares of Krispy Kreme and just sit on it and just earn a small div. Because ultimately, if Krispy Kreme gets bought out, I get a premium. If Krispy Kreme thrives and actually sustains its dividend and does quite well, I'm obviously up on capital and getting paid a dividend. And I'm happy in the fact that maybe I helped contribute in some small way to keeping Krispy Kreme alive, keeping people employed, and ultimately beating out places like Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts. No offense to Dunkin' Donuts, of course, but ultimately Starbucks, fuck off. Crumble Cookie, fuck off. But ultimately keeping DNUT in business. Because I don't want to see where Krispy Kreme was. Like, unfortunately, like Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut was fucking great. Pizza Hut was amazing. It was a heavenly buffet. I don't want to see it get replaced by condos that are overpriced. Bullshit apartments owned by some giant fucking property management group like Torrington who can suck my ass. Where they're charging like $3,500 a month for a piece of shit studio apartment. All right? Where all you hear is fucking traffic and people fucking each other next door. It's bullshit. Commercial real estate's taken such a serious hit. I don't think there needs to be, there's not a lot of, you don't have a large, it's not a large retail spot for Krispy Kreme. I want it to thrive. I want it to do good. I want franchisees to have the opportunity to get a little spot, pay some employees, make some good capital on their own, and be proud that they own something. And me, ultimately, having invested in it, now that I know that they actually have a stock symbol, I'm actually strongly considering buying some Krispy Kreme. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go onto my Webull account right now. By the way, if you go into Webull, you can use my account link that's on my description there. You can go ahead and sign in there and fund your account. So just use my thing, go on there. I'm gonna go on on Webull right now. 1 3, and I'm gonna go to my watch list, and I'm gonna look up the DNUT. DNUT Krispy Kreme. I'm gonna add that to my YOLO section and my real estate section for watch lists. I'm going to click on it. There he is. DNUT. Currently sitting at, Krispy Kreme, Wingstop, The Cheesecake Factory. And First Watch shares are falling.
What you need to know. Stocks, blah, blah, blah. A number of stocks fell in the afternoon session after the president threatened to impose massive tariffs on Chinese products. So trade war, okay, that's fine. Down more than 70% from its high. Is Krispy Kreme stock a buy? Let's see. Krispy Kreme sales have been declining. Questions linger about its future growth prospects. Management has unveiled a plan to return to profitability. So people are obviously knocking on it. And let's see, he has no position for now. There's not much reason to invest in the stock, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it go lower in the weeks and months ahead, as there's plenty of risks here. Krispy Kreme stock could have the potential to soar if the turnaround produces improved financial results, but there's no way of knowing if that will indeed happen. So therefore, if you invest in Krispy Kreme and it does file for bankruptcy, your stock price goes to zero. Therefore, you have essentially little to no money left. So it's a wait and see approach. Those are the, of course, positive, blah, 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 blah. So there's that. As far as the feed goes, man talk about buying opportunity. They're all over the place. There's no rare earth in donuts. Wonder if DNUT gets anything from China. LOL. Ready to glaze some holes. Jesus Christ. Seems overpriced. I'll load up when it goes under $1. So you believe the market cap will go to 150 million. Next open door. They're going out of business. Perfect time to load up. The lion knows what the American want. Okay. They own Insomnia Cookies. So, all right. So I'm honestly, I'm for entertainment purposes only. If you like the idea of Krispy Kreme, simplicity, Americana, I would invest. I would invest in it. And hopefully they have some good management that can honestly take Krispy Kreme to a level of respectability. So ultimately, let's go to Krispy Kreme. Let's go to KrispyKreme.com. Let's see what they got on their menu. Let's close out the podcast with this. Krispy Kreme. Let's go to the article monitor. There we go. Krispy Kreme, all their locations. Let's see. That's Colorado. That's New Jersey. That's Texas. Illinois. Alabama. Georgia. I mean, I don't think they have any near me. But let's see. What's their menu look like? And they have catering. They have catering, rewards, gift cards, fundraising, grocery. Delivered fresh daily. Our freshly made donuts delivered daily to select retail locations. Can't go wrong with that. Menu. Glazed, iced, filled, cake, and chocolate. View all donuts. So let's see. They have original glazed, chocolate iced donut with sprinkles. That one can go. Strawberry iced okay, so what can stay on the Krispy Kreme menu and what should go? Original glazed, stays. Chocolate iced donut with sprinkles, gone. Strawberry iced donut with sprinkles, gone. Chocolate iced donut, stays. Original glazed raspberry filled donut, stays. Original glazed blueberry cake donut, stays. Original glazed lemon filled donut. I'll let you decide. Original glazed cinnamon roll. I'll let you decide. Original glazed donut dots. Oh, they make them. Stays. Original donut dots. Stays. 24 count of donuts started to blah blah. Mini original glazed donuts. I'll let you decide. Mini chocolate iced donuts. I'll let you decide. Mini chocolate iced donuts with sprinkles. Gone. Mini strawberry iced donuts with sprinkles. Gone. Chocolate iced custard filled donuts. Ice cream? Wow. Cake batter donut. I want to try that. I want to try that first before I decide. Chocolate iced with Halloween sprinkles. Limited time. Yeah, limited time. Get that out of there. So I'd say drop it down. Get rid of a lot of this sprinkled bullshit and cut your mini versions in half. And go from there. Order pickup. Let me see.
I'm going to click on this really quick just to see how far away it is. Oh, boy. Pickup location. Let me get rid of that. Let's see. 03801. 03. Oops. I can't fucking. Sorry. 03801. That's Portsmouth, New Hampshire, by the way. No. Not even close. Fucking New York. East Rutherford, New Jersey, New York Penn Station, Woodland Park, 6th Avenue, Times Square, Upper East Side, 31st Street, Paramus, Ridgewood, Bronx. Yeah, not even fucking close. That's what they need to do. They need to invade. That's what Krispy Kreme needs to do. Krispy Kreme, I have a challenge for you. Invade New England. Invade New England. Invade Connecticut, Massachusetts. Definitely invade Massachusetts. Dunkin' Donuts. Shut the fuck up. Make your coffee better and invade Massachusetts. Rhode Island. New Hampshire. And if you can make it into Maine, I'd say you'd win. I'm rooting for you. And quite frankly, I'm about ready to invest in you. You can find me on Instagram at @positive_sarcasm. You can like, subscribe, share, donate, positivesarcasm.com/donate. Any amount appreciated. However, if you want to invest your money in Krispy Kreme, go to your stock, whatever stock portfolio or application or desktop, or if you call in or if you have a stock money manager, tell them to add DNUT to your stock market portfolio, to your investment portfolio, and go long on Krispy Kreme. Once again, their stock symbol is DNUT, DNUT. And of course, if you're hungry and you want a quick bite to eat, go ahead and grab yourself a nice, delicious, hot, ready, warm, gooey Krispy Kreme original glazed donut. Questions, concerns, comments, you can hit me at my website, positivesarcasm.com. You can email me directly, positivesarcasm@outlook.com. Subject matter: Krispy Kreme. There you go. In the meantime, thank you for listening, watching, and subscribing. And I'll talk to you all next week. Recorded here from the Spare Parts Studio, alongside New Hampshire's beautiful seacoast, for entertainment purposes only. This has been a Positive Sarcasm presentation.